I just got done watching the movie and it is absolutely phenomenal. Sam Raimi does an amazing job of paying homage to the original movie and also the original books. There's a lot of homage basically in this movie. We start out in this movie in 1903 in Kansas, and I just like how he brings these characters basically in, kind of like the original Wizard of Oz, where you start out in black and white and you have these characters, and then when they get to Oz, you see the characters in a different light, kind of like it's an alternate universe basically. I mean, that's how I kind of interpret it. The original Wizard of Oz movie, was it a dream? Was it an alternate universe? Who knows, right? Maybe it was just created by Oz's mind, basically. I mean, Oz is really the guy who created it. It's all from his mind. All these characters are from his mind, basically. So that's kind of what they're kind of saying in the movie, that it was an alternate universe where all these people that impacted his life were playing roles in this kind of alternate universe, basically. So, I mean, he knows the White Witch. He knows the Wicked Witches beforehand, before going into this basically alternate universe, and it's a phenomenal movie. Basically, it explains how the man behind the curtain created Oz. Basically, like how everything came to be, basically how he ruled Emerald City and whatnot, like everything you wanted to know in another movie you kind of know in this movie, because it's a prequel to Wizard of Oz, like before Dorothy shows up basically, and it is absolutely phenomenal. This is a fantastic film. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Sam Raimi pays tribute to the original movie in so many ways. Even the background scenes in this with CGI. He has background scenes that look like painted pictures, which really pays homage to the original Wizard of Oz. The art design is so much like the original Wizard of Oz. And not only that, but he's also taken it to another level and kind of like put his own spin on it. You've got a lot of CGI characters in this movie, but the CGI really works in this movie, and it really works with Oz, basically. Especially when the flowers come out, and I went to this movie with my 7-year-old niece, and the 3D was just amazing. She was even trying to pick out the flowers off the screen, basically. She was like, oh, I'm gonna get that flower, but no, you can't get it because it's optical illusion. It's 3D, basically. With glasses on. Okay, so what I'm basically saying is this is a great film for adults and kids. I went to see this with my 7-year-old niece, and I got things out of this movie, and she got things out of this movie. So I know it's great for kids, and it's also great for an adult. So there's stuff in that movie that only adults can get. There's this scene where they're looking at the signs, and one sign basically says Chinatown this way. So, I only got that joke, because Sam Raimi just threw that in for the adults, basically. He's like, I'm just going to throw this in and see if anybody notices. But I noticed, and then all of a sudden the sign, disappears. He has, so many different things in the movie that are, little tiny jokes. Sam Raimi is a very clever person. In every single one of his movies, he always has some kind of cameo from somebody, or some kind of a joke that you can pick up on later. That's why his movies are so watchable. You can pick up on little tiny things. There's a Bruce Campbell cameo in this movie, which is fantastic. He plays a general in this movie for the Wicked Witch, and he was just so funny. He's just getting hit on the freaking head. Oh man, this movie was amazing, and the special effects were absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. They really paid homage to the original movie. I think Sam Raimi was the perfect director for this movie, because Wizard of Oz is not one of those movies meant to be taken too seriously, basically. it's not a very serious movie. There's a lot of funny things about even about the original Wizard of Oz. So getting Sam Raimi to do it was really cool because it made it kind of like fun, but it also made it kind of serious because Sam Raimi's got that kind of like dark, twisted side. So if he wants to bring those witches in, he brings the fire to the table basically. The witches are just kicking ass in this movie. I mean, he saved no prisoners basically though. He's got a lot of creepy creatures and there's a lot. I wasn't bored one time during the entire film basically, and I think this is the best film I've seen all year for 2013. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 and say it's the best film right now that I've seen for 2013. And I'm also going to say that it goes great with the original. I wouldn't mind watching this movie back to back with the original every time I watch the original. I wouldn't mind actually buying this movie on Blu-ray. So as a Wizard of Oz fan, I'm going to say definitely pick it up. It's really good. James Franco as a wizard is just so good. He plays a con man. And he uses his intelligence against the Wicked Witch. Kind of like an inventor would. Or magician, basically. He's kind of a magician / inventor. And he uses his brain against the Wicked Witch to basically stop her. I don't want to give the entire film away, and but he really uses his intelligence in this movie, and it's really well done. And Mila Kunis as a Wicked Witch was fantastic. Her transformation in this film was amazing. I asked my little niece what her favorite moment in the movie was, and she said the transformation scene of the Wicked Witch. And she also said that her favorite character was the doll character in the movie, who I really thought was funny. I mean, she's freaking hilarious. There's this one scene in the movie where James Franco is talking to the doll, and he says, "All right, let's go get those witches," and then the doll's like, "Yeah, let's go kill some witches," and I just broke out laughing basically when she said that. There's so much. The script is so well written, basically, and the direction is so good. The art direction is fantastic. I mean, there's nothing really bad about this movie at all. It's not slow paced. It's very fast paced. And that's what's great about it, because it keeps you on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen. Sam Raimi, to me, was the perfect director to do this because he brings a comical approach to this with also a serious approach to the villains. If there's one thing Sam Raimi does right, it's villains. He doesn't fool around. And I really enjoyed his Spider-Man trilogy and his Evil Dead trilogy, and I'm glad that he's producing the remake. And this Wizard of Oz was fantastic. Oz, the Great and Powerful, was in the right hands at the right time with Sam Raimi, because he brought a comical approach to it, but he also didn't back away from the seriousness of the villains, basically, because you got a lot of cool stuff going on in this film. So I'm going to definitely suggest it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm probably going to buy it on Blu-ray, and it's the best movie of 2013 so far. And my niece enjoyed this movie too, and she's 7, so I know it's great for kids, I know it's great for adults, and I'm going to say check it out. Oh, and to all my subscribers on YouTube, thanks for subscribing to me. I appreciate all the support. So I have another channel with a bunch of people, Spider-Jack Angel, JT is Reborn, AJ Pump 15, and it's called Epic Horror Fans, and we're going to be reviewing the Evil Dead remake. Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you guys that that's happening in April. Please subscribe to that channel, Epic Horror Fans. It shows some support, basically. That's a Sam Raimi produced film, and we're gonna be talking about that. So, yeah. So have a great night, everyone.